Babe, give me some Caribbean surnames. Braithwaite. Braithwaite. Change the pace. I decline your corona vaccine, to quote one of our esteemed poets. Sorry. Anyways, America's starting to notice the subterfuge. They're starting to notice the switcheroony. Like, you know, certain great American black characters are being portrayed by other black people that don't have the lineage that the Americans have, and therefore somehow the spirit is missing a little bit. Americans were starting to realize that. They were starting to see that. They were starting to see the play. Right, a lot of the people that are being elevated at the moment to become stars are no longer what you'd call original black Americans, or you want to say foundational black Americans, or American descendants of slaves. You're starting to realize that they're starting to get all of these foreigners in, and black foreigners, and superimposing them on top of your culture, right? Okay, well, that was one thing that started to be noticed because they were trying to change the culture. But then we also know that when it comes, if there's going to be some sort of deception, then, you know, they're not going to get us to do this deception because we are too well informed. They're going to get people that look like us and try and persuade us to go along with the program. I mean, that's not crazy. You know that, right? You know, they'll get people that look like us and then try to persuade us to go along with the program. That's not a crazy thing. You know that, right? Okay, so for instance, okay, if we're talking about the Afro-Caribbean community over in the UK, let's be more specific, because I'm in the UK. I'm going to apply the same principles, but we're in the UK. So my people are what you'd call West Indians or Caribbeans, right? So let's go over some Caribbean surnames that we might know. Let's start off with, we got Boyces, yeah? We got Weeks, we got Pennants, we've got Alains, we've got Ogaros, we've got... give me some other words, like, you know, the double-barreled ones, like Lloyd Francis and stuff like that. But they're usually European, okay? And there are quite a few familiar Caribbean surnames that you'll know, right? For my one, we got Sotilio's, kind of Spanish in there. Babe, give me some Caribbean surnames. Braithwaite. Braithwaite, of course. Give me another one. Allen. I think I said Allens. I said Allens and Weeks. But you know, we know what our surnames sound like, right? You know, they're going to be English, right? Okay, so who are you going to introduce to us then? Who are you going to introduce to us about the vaccine? Let's start off with a little BBC, which I'm using for fair use. Hold on a second. So let's have a look and see what one of the doctors who are speaking on our behalf, right? Let's see what they're saying. See what the doctors speaking on our behalf are saying.
Dr. Marty Ishlachwayo Davis told us she has high expectations.
I'm so happy to be able to say to you that I am actually optimistic after a year of bad news after bad news.
Stop. Sorry. Who?
Dr. Marty Ishlachwayo Davis told us.
Dr. Who?
Dr. Marty Ishlachwayo.
Doctor Who? Dr. Marty Alashthwayo Davis.
Dr. Marty Ishlachwayo Davis.
How many Martys do we know? Dr. Marty Lashthwayo Davis. Now, do you think she's a Caribbean? Do you think she's a West Indian? When was the last time you had a Mahati Lishashwal around the Christmas dinner table? Of which you're not supposed to be celebrating Christmas anyway, but you know, when we were in the heathen times back in the day. How many Mahashlatis did you have around the house at the time? Okay. Okay, the Davis, I think she's married a Caribbean.
She has high expectations.
I would have put money on her marrying a white guy. But if you have a look in the background, in the corner, right, look, there you go, wedding photo with a black guy.
Wonderful. All of us in the medical research and public health arena.
You know, I'm quite happy to have my suspicions debunked, but I think it's all going along the same way. We're getting these non-Caribbean people speaking on behalf of Caribbean people. Now, she might have married a Caribbean, because I got a wedding photo in the back, looks like a black guy in the background. I'm not trying to rat the woman out or anything, but I'm just trying to go along with a consistency that I believe I've been seeing for a long time. So, of course, right, what's this lady's name who's advocating it?
Dr. Marty Lashwayo Davis.
Dr. Marty Lashwayo Davis. When was the last time you had a Marty Lashwayo around the house? Okay, all right, let's put her to the side again. Oh, she's a professional woman. She's a professional black woman. Okay.
Now, among those disproportionately affected by COVID-19 this year have been black communities, including those of African Caribbean descent. But initial indications show that their take-up of the offer of a COVID vaccine appears to be lower than white people.
Right, now, hold on. He said Afro-Caribbean descent. Therefore, we are now talking about, he said African Afro-Caribbean. Do you see the way they just mushed them together like that? Like, because there's Africans and then there's Caribbeans. But we've just mushed them together as African Caribbeans. Hold on a second, wait. It's not like I'm trying to start a beef. Big up my African brethren. 1 second. But hold on. We're talking about Caribbeans, really. It's the Caribbeans that have the skepticism, right? It's the Caribbeans that know our history. That's why we're not going, because Europeans have utilized the medical industry to wage war against us. So we're not pulling it out of our arse. We've got all the stripes of history, right, on our backs, for fuck's sake, metaphorically. Let's carry on. Listen.
GPs who've noticed are concerned, but put it down to mistrust of the jab. Alice Bandakravi has more.
I hate needles.
Dr. Nwogugu is a GP based in Lambeth who recently got the...
Sorry, who?
Dr. Nwogugu is a GP...
Who?
Dr. Nwogugu...
Sorry, who?
Dr. Nwogugu got the COVID vaccine.
Right, and yeah, that's right. You heard the name. I'll repeat it one more time.
Dr. Nwogugu...
While I'd quite like to ignorantly put Dr. Nwogugu in the category, look at the top left. What's that? What's that? You see that, yeah? See that? Do you know where Nwogugu's from? Nwogugu's Igbo. So they got an African from the roots of where we come from to talk to us, to tell us, so we're not taking it. As far as you're concerned, as a black Londoner, like you are us, you sound like us. No one's even going to know the difference. People, there are Caribbean English people that will look and sound exactly like you, even though that you will come from Nigeria and they will come from the Caribbean. They'll be English, by the way, the Caribbean. Once you've got that English culture and you're going to be exactly the same. You're going to be indistinguishable from us, Nwogugu. I mean, I would have thought that a Biafran, right, an Igbo, would have been a bit more discerning. That's what I would have thought. Anyway, let's move on to the next. Well, because, again, okay, how many Nwogugus have you had round lately? How many Nwogugus did we grow up with, even though, again, she's from there? That just makes it worse as far as I'm concerned.
Now, as the vaccine is rolling out and we're coming home and we're speaking to friends and family in our different church groups, we're realising that actually maybe we are 1 or 2 in 100, and I don't think we're exaggerating, that are maybe going to actually have the vaccine.
Other GPs in London are concerned too.
I've not seen as many people of African descent, and that concerns me from a personal level.
Right, okay, now you know what? Fair enough on Dr. Ilozu, or Oge Ilozu. Dr. Oge Ilozu comes in right away and she said, listen, I ain't seen no Africans come in. She's talking about her people. Fair play to the woman, right? She's not trying to do the whole blah, 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 gumbo. She's been straight with you. Hey, I ain't seen no Africans come in. Because she's repping, Dr. Oge Ilozu is repping Africans, right? No beef. Cool, Dr. Oge Ilozu, okay? And she told you with her own mouth, I ain't seen no Africans. Who's she talking about? She's talking about Africans, okay? Fair play to Doctor who, because even in her delivery, she's not being part of the bullshit, right? Listen up. But hang on a second. But hold on a second. With no offense to Dr. Oge Uluzu, fam, how many Oges do you know? How many Uluzus have you got around the house? Because remember, as far as the BBC are concerned, they're just seeing another black doctor that they're giving to you. Look, black doctor. Right? But even Dr. Oge Uluzu is letting you know her style. I ain't seen no Africans coming in here. Okay? Fair play to the lady. Right? Whereas the other two were trying to slide on in as though we're all part of it anyway. She's just told you straight. I ain't seen no Africans coming in here. So I immediately already trust her as not to be part of the bullshit. Even though it's the third doctor that they've presented to us, which clearly is not of our people.
I've not seen as many people of African descent, and that concerns me from a personal level. I'm in North London, so whether the population is less up here, but yeah, it's a concern, and I think there's a lot of work that we doctors of African descent have to do to continue to educate and have conversations with our community about the importance of accepting the call for the vaccination.
As so often with COVID, a lot more.
And then just to put the cherry on the cake, just so that you know that what I'm saying wasn't bullshit, who are we ending with? Who do we end with? We're ending with Granny. We're ending with our Granny. Our recognisable Granny. Look, that's Gran right there. That's my Gran right there. Well, not my Gran, but that could be my Gran right there. I see Gran in that old lady right there. R.I.P. Gran. And, bless up. Prayers to my Gran in Trinidad. But then they end with our Gran. That's what's That's the only thing that's recognisable to me so far. Granny at the end.
Work still has to be done to.
See, look, Granny at the end there. Yeah, Granny at the end is the only one that I recognise. That's my grandmom in Trinidad. That could be my grandmom in Trinidad. That could be my that's any one of our grandmoms there. I recognise that woman there as Gran. That's my people right there. But hold on a second. The first 3 care professionals that you showed me weren't from the same blood as these people. Can you not see the deception? No? You can't see the deception. And they even end with... The insult is they end with the granny of granny, all grannies, yeah? I will do this woman shopping for free. I'm going to carry this woman shopping. I don't know her from Adam, but I'm going to carry this woman shopping. Do you know what I mean?
Improve vaccine take-up amongst people of colour. But the stakes couldn't be higher, particularly for those whose communities have been so badly affected. Alice Bandukravi.
Oh, and they end with Gramps as well. Gramps is there as well. Look, look, Gramps there. Look at Gramps. Oh, and they recognize, and that's the thing that hurts my soul at the end. It ends with the 2 that we recognize. Yeah, that's our family at the end there. Yeah, right. Now, who like that? If you're not recognizing these 2 as generically our elders, those are my elders right there. I don't know them from Adam. I don't know what family they come from, but those are my elders right there. I can recognize my elders. But the first 3 professionals that they put in front of me were nothing to do with my people, and yet they're still black people, because that's part of the deception to push this onto black people in general. And they're going to use other black people that are not from my black people, apart from the woman at the end, Dr. Ilozu, who I think was just being very straight with you. I ain't seen no Africans. She said that, but look Granny and Granddad there. All right? If you can't see what I see, it's too late for you. It's 2021. Ain't time to wake anybody up. I'm just here to let other people know that what they've been noticing is not, that you're not crazy. What you've been noticing, you're not crazy. It's a form of benign neglect, yeah? We don't exist. As you can see in that story, we don't exist other than being the victims right at the end, yeah? That we will not be placed in, there's got to be some Caribbean doctors around there. There are. There are Caribbean doctors around, right? But the point is to freeze us out, because the Caribbean doctor might even caution us against taking the vaccine themselves. They might say, oh boy, I'm not going to take it. And they're like, well, no, we can't use you. Let's get Dr. Nagawanda Wagugu. Do you see what I see?
Cold-blooded DJ, boy.